Welcome to Tuesday Chalk.
You're a little loud. Good. Of course I am.
I have a couple announcements I'd like to make this morning. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Margaret Hendry. I'm the Secretary of ROBRO, and I'm also the Dining Committee Chairperson. First notice for you today is on Friday the 11th, which is this Friday, at 10:30, we are having a brainstorming session about new technology. And it's going to be where?
Fourth floor activity.
Fourth floor activity room.
South.
South. So if you are interested or have brilliant ideas that will help us move forward in the age of technology, please come. Daylight savings time is going to start this weekend. Make sure that you show up for church on time. Make sure that you come to the right meetings on time. Lunch has started in the north building where it is sit down, dine in. This is step one of us opening back to full-fledged wonderfulness. Next, I would like to have Don Infante.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have two special meetings today. We have this special meeting, and at 2 o'clock this afternoon, in this room, you have the Regency Oaks Veterans Association. I'd like to encourage you all to come on back at 2 o'clock. Let me introduce our special guest, General Wally Arnold. Wally, would you stand up? Wally is a great speaker, and you're going to enjoy it. So I ask you to come back at 2 o'clock here, Regency Oaks Veterans Association.
Okay, Brand, it's all yours.
All right.
Do you have your mic?
I have a mic, yeah, thanks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, we have a special guest here this morning who's going to do a presentation. We've been talking recently about our emergency first responders and how they might respond in an emergency. And we've been talking about making sure that our teams have the proper first aid training and that they're familiar with the defibrillators. And there's been some interest from the residents in how could I get involved in that? Wonder if I wanted additional training. Is that something I can participate with? And so what we're going to do today is a good old-fashioned show and tell. So Marie, come on up here, and I'm turning it over to you, and we're glad you're here. Did I pull anything else?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you today? I'm nervous. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Maria, and I'm the wellness nurse for Regency Oaks. And today, louder. Hello, everyone. My name is Maria.
What's your mic number?
Hold it.
Higher. Like closer.
See, I'm nervous.
There you go.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Maria. I'm the wellness nurse. And I'm glad to be here and nervous at the same time. As a wellness nurse, I respond for code gray. Once I get a code gray on the radio, I respond to the residents and assess the resident. And if I find the resident unconscious and no breathing, no pulse, I will call for help, have someone call 911, or I can call myself directly 911, and I will have someone fetch the AED. I will radio maintenance front desk to bring me the AED, and as soon as I have the AED, before the AED comes in, I have to perform CPR to the victim. And today I will also present to you a video about AED, which stands for Automatic External Defibrillator. When to apply AED? Number one, they have cardiac arrest, meaning they're not breathing, there's no pulse. Once you can perform CPR while waiting for the AED. So you have to do, put your hands on top of the resident chest. Before that, you can check the airway, ABC, airway, breathing, and circulation. Okay, you have to tilt the head back and chin and feel it and see if they're breathing from their nose and their mouth. And then if you see if there's no pulse, and check also their circulation, and then you can start the AED. This is the AED. Once you have the AED, you have to turn the machine on and take the lead off. Now,
Unit, okay, adult pad. Stay calm. Check
I can't
responsiveness.
stay calm. You're making me nervous. Okay, so turn the AED on, take the lead off. And this is the kit, and it comes with scissors, gloves, and razors. Okay, so you open this, it will show you this pad. This pad will show you a diagram where to put this pad. If a person is hairy, we have shaving razor here. It helps to make the AED more effective when you apply the AED pad and when they use this machine. So here, you got scissors, okay, gloves.
Attach different pads to patient's bare chest.
Okay. And it's here. So now you have to see this pad. It will show you the diagram.
To patient's bare chest.
The machine will tell you to attach this pad. I'm just showing. See this diagram? It's got a diagram here. And this patch, you gotta pull this patch. This thing, pull it, and make sure it sticks on the person's right chest and part here on the abdominal area. You pull it up.
Start CPR.
Okay. So make sure you also, you put this. Okay. It's here. This one, this is just a sample. So this will give you visual prompts, step by step. Make sure what you apply this, and it will advise you to shop, make sure everything is clear. And also, it's very important, the surface around the area of the victim should be dry. And before you apply the pad, make sure the chest is bare and dry.
Continue
Okay,
CPR.
and if they wear jewelry, take off those jewelries, especially around the chest and neck, earrings. And if they have a pacemaker, make sure the pad is about inches away from the chest when you apply the pads. Okay. Like I said, it will just listen on the visual prompts, and they will take you step by step. This machine won't let me go step by step because I'm only using a gun.
Continue CPR. CPR.
Okay, so I have a full presentation here. It's more detailed, but she's not nervous like me,
Continue
so
CPR.
any question, please let me know.
Stop CPR. Attach defib pads
And
to
then we can
patient's
turn
blood
this
test.
on.
Are to make sure our staff is trained and to offer you that opportunity as well. And so it used to be that the fire department here in Pinellas County would come out and they provided this training and you could get your certification, your first aid certification card. They, just like everyone else, they don't have any staff, and so they don't have time to do this anymore. So we had to come up with an alternative solution. And so I'm sending 3 staff members to go and learn the trainer program. So they'll get their certification, but they also will learn how to train others. And so the first available class was May. And so starting at the end of May, these 3 trainers can come back to Regency Oaks and start offering the training for residents. And so if you have an interest in getting your CPA card, CPA. I have too much of an accounting background. If you're interested in getting your first aid card, if you're interested in learning how to do external heart massage, if you're interested in learning how to use the automated defibrillator, we're going to offer that to residents, and there's no cost, and at the end of the training, you'll receive a first aid card. So that's sort of our go-forward plan, and you can look for Ginger and her team to have a sign-up card out there sometime in probably mid-May. So in the meantime, we wanted to just give you an opportunity, a little exposure on how to use the defibrillator. And the reason why is you sort of saw in the demonstration, this does not require expertise. It is a step-by-step, and it was a little hard to hear because the automated voice was coming through, but it wasn't mic'd. But it gives you step-by-step instructions so that if you have to save a life, the tools are here and anybody can do it, even without training. So we're going to go ahead and watch the video. I think you'll get something out of it.
Demonstrate how to use an automated external defibrillator. In previous video clips, you've heard me mention an AED, or automated external defibrillator. Now I'm going to show you how to use one. These are wonderful machines which have made a huge difference in the recovery of cardiac arrest victims. Don't be nervous, it's really very easy to use. Research shows that more than 95% of cardiac arrest victims die before reaching the hospital. A victim's chances of survival are reduced by 7 to 10% with every minute that passes without CPR and defibrillation. Few attempts at resuscitation succeed after 10 minutes. Nearly 60% of all cardiac arrests are witnessed. So if an AED is nearby, there's a better chance for survival if timely defibrillation occurs. In cities where defibrillation is provided within 5 to 7 minutes, the survival rate from sudden cardiac arrest is as high as 30 to 45%. Other examples show survival rates as high as 86% in some cases. Step 1. Turn the AED on. Next, take the lid off. Pads, scissors, eraser, and gloves will be tucked inside the lid. The AED will then audibly prompt the rescuer.
Stay calm. Check responsiveness. Call for help. Attach deep pads to patient's blood chest. Don't touch patient. Analyze. Shock advised. Press flashing shock button. Shock delivered. Start CPR.
So just listen and follow directions. The pads have a diagram on them indicating where to place them. But before you can do that, you will notice that scissors are provided to cut the victim's shirt off. If your AED doesn't have scissors, tear the buttons off the shirt. If the victim has a hairy chest, use the razor supplied with your AED to shave the area where the patch is to be applied. And if the victim is wet, use clothing or a towel to dry his or her chest. It's not necessary to be totally dry though. If the AED advises you that shock is advised, it's important not to touch the victim during the shock. It will loudly say,
Shock advised. Don't touch patient. Press flashing shock button.
then push the red heart or electric bolt button once. The AED will prompt you by saying, rhythm restored, or
Shock delivered. Start CPR.
after every 5 cycles, or about every 2 minutes, allow the AED to analyze the rhythm and continue CPR until the emergency medical team arrives.
Have you ever seen one of those movies where
All right, so before we let Maria and Leslie get back to work, are there any questions that anyone has on this?
Where are the AEDs located?
Great question. So here at Regency Oaks in the independent living, there are 5 of them. One is right here, and then the other 4 are 2 in the north and 2 in the south. They're both located in the same locations. One is at the front desk and one is at the hostess station at the dining room. So those are the 5 units here at Regency Oaks in the independent living.
I thought they did away with mouth to mouth.
So,
That's crazy.
yeah, so the question is, I thought they did away with mouth to mouth. And so at one point during this pandemic, there was, which is the greater risk, to do mouth to mouth, or is it COVID? And so there are books that go back and forth. You do not need to do mouth to mouth. If you go through the training and you're comfortable with mouth to mouth, they'll show you how to do that and to time it with your compressions. But the compressions are the key element, and you'll learn that in training.
I'm assuming you were gonna get an extra one for the new town hall. So, because you still need one here, which will be the exercise room.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So he was saying that when we do the new town hall, it would make sense to keep this one here in the new fitness center and make sure we had another one over in the town hall. That's a great idea.
Brant, can you adjust the speed of direction? What if I'm not through with, say, direction number 2, they've gone on to number 3? Can I adjust the speed?
I have no idea. Do you have any idea?
Can you adjust the speed? No.
So no, but it won't advance until it does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the consensus is that no, you cannot adjust the speed, but it will not advance until that step is done. And so until it like if the step is put the patch on the body, if it doesn't sense that the patches are securely attached, it will not go to the next step. And so can't adjust the speed, it will just keep talking to you. You're next.
It doesn't seem to me like that's enough.
I just can't imagine waiting for the elevator to go get one. I'm on the 5th floor.
Yeah.
Go get one at the desk.
Well, so here's the key to that. So when a first responder responds, they either have to immediately go and get the AED before they come and take care of you, or they have to go directly to you and get someone else to respond with the AED. So it's actually quicker for our first responders to get to you, and every one of our first responders carries a radio. If you need compression, they will start while at the same time calling 911 and having someone bring the defibrillator to that location. So we've looked at that and actually think you'll get better care if we do it this way.
How often does the charge have to be done on the unit, and who does it?
The units are good for 7 to 10 years. We check them every single month, and then they have to be replaced at about year 10.
Usually there's nobody here on weekends. How do you cover for weekends?
So we do have someone here on weekends. It's a different staff. And so Maria is not here on weekends. She works Monday through Friday. But our security guards and our maintenance team have all gone through the first aid training and are certified. And so are in the process. Now, some of those have not yet gotten their certifications because we have so many new associates. But our first responders on weekend is the security guards and the maintenance team.
I'm in my apartment. My husband has,
Get closer, okay.
I'm in my apartment. My husband has a heart attack, or I think he does. What is the fastest way for me to get help?
Yeah, so the first thing you should always do is pull the cord, because that's going to get us in action. We're the first responders. You want to get us on the way right away. If your spouse has had what you believe is a heart attack, the second call is to call 911. Don't wait for us to get there. Or tell the front desk when you call that you need to have 911 call. That's a little different procedure. If you've fallen, or your spouse has fallen and they're bleeding and you just need assistance, we may not have to call 911. So when you call the front desk, you need to say, if it's a true emergency and it's a cardiac related issue, you think, have us call 911, because that with one phone call, you get the first responders, us, headed your way, and our front desk is immediately going to call 911. So that's the correct procedure.
I have to dial 727. That's 10 digits, and then I have to dial 500 to get the south desk. If I remember all of those numbers.
Call 911 directly.
Yeah. So that's why pull the call bell. Pull the call bell. That's very first thing.
I would pull the call button, but then I would dial 911 myself. That's quicker.
Yes, yeah, that's a good thought.
Brent, if somebody falls and then we need help getting up, we have to call the 911 to get some help. Will there in the future be anybody qualified to help us?
Never, ever, ever, ever. And I want you to think about that. Think about the liability that the community would be assuming if they were to come and to assist you in a full lift. Think about the training that EMTs have. They haven't gone to school for 6 hours. That's what this first aid card is. It's 6 hours worth of training. They've gone through 6 weeks of solid school. They've had continuing education every year, 12 to 24 hours. The Pinellas County first responders are the best trained first responders in the nation. And you do not want to leave your life in the hands of a 6-hour wonder who is generally my painter, and he's going to come and respond. He can do emergency first aid until the experts can get here. We don't have the experts on this staff. We have painters and dishwashers and housekeepers, and they're great, good First Samaritans and first responders. But we're going to let the experts try to save your life. We're going to be there to keep you going until the experts get here. All right. Anything else you want to add?
That was it.
That was it.
Thank you
Okay.
all.
All right. Betsy, you're up next. Where's the mic?
Good morning.
Hello, there we go. All right, good morning. So I am here this morning because I think everybody knows Mr. Petty, Emilio Petty. He had come last week concerned about what he was seeing on the TV and the news about Ukraine, and he wanted to help. So he figured the best way that we can help is by all of us coming together and trying to help the children of Ukraine. So I will put the information in Tuesday Talk. We have created a page on the Save My Children website that is our Regency Oaks page, where if people would like to make a donation, it is a nonprofit, a 501c3, that you can make a donation to. And we're just going to be tracking the funds. We set a goal of $15,000 because Emilio feels like there's a lot of caring, compassionate people here. It is not mandatory. It is if you would like. There are several organizations that are collecting funds for Ukraine, so if there is another one that you would much rather donate to and need assistance, let me know as well. This is just the one that we chose because just seeing the horrible images on the news really affected a lot of people. So I will put the information in the Tuesday Talk flyer as to how you guys can donate. If you need any help, let me know. Any questions?
And we are sure that the money is going to the correct people.
Well, when I Googled the website, it's Save My Children. You can look it up. It looks like it is a pretty substantial. It does say 85 or 87% of the funds go directly to the cause. A lot of sites, when I looked up the information, said they do keep that 5, 10, 9, 10% administrative, fundraising fees, things like that. So it was pretty standard to all the different websites I looked up. Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you. All right, I have a few minutes left here, just a couple of odds and ends. Give you an update on what's happening in the town hall area this week. It's pretty quiet, if you haven't noticed. And so after the second gas pipe got broken, the city has not shut them down, but they've come back and said, look, you gotta come up with a better plan. Originally, that pipe was designed to run underneath the foundation of the new building, and the city has come back and said, we are not sure that gas pipe, having been broken twice, is safe, and so they are requiring that the gas pipe be relocated, and they're going to relocate it outside the footprint of the building. So I actually think that's a great decision. It may slow us down for a week, but in the long run, I'm going to feel more comfortable knowing that that gas line is going to be replaced and that it's not going to be buried underneath the foundation of the building. This next week, we're going to see the gravel driveway installed. It looks like they have done that. There's trenching for the footings. There's the rebar installation. We'll finish up. We'll start to begin the concrete pour for the 4 footings. There's rough plumbing and electrical is happening. Pad reinforcement and prep for the concrete work. Evacuation for site utilities, and then the installation of the new sanitary, storm, fire, and gas lines. So all of that's going to be happening in the next 2 weeks. For the balance of this week, because they had a little extra time on their hands, they have jumped into the woodworking shop and the arts and crafts. And so that's going to be down, went down this morning, should be down 2 to 4 days, back Friday afternoon at the latest. And they're going in and sealing up all the windows so that we can come back later and do the finishing work. But right now, they're just in for a very short period of time to seal up the open windows. To a staffing announcement, Dawn Evans has accepted the position as HR director, and she is going to be starting the first week of April. We're really excited about Dawn joining the team. She has a healthcare background. She's done both community and multi-community responsibilities, so she's had some regional support roles as well. Specific healthcare experience. She is just going to hit the ground running and is going to be a great new hire. She's very approachable, and I think you're going to enjoy getting to know her. The second announcement is that Justin Chapman has accepted the position of security manager. And Justin is, for those of you who may not know him, he was a graveyard team leader who was trained by Angelo. He's been here 6 years, and so he is stepping up into the director's role, and he's going to do a great job. And so he has already started, and we're looking for a replacement for his position. End of March, we want you to start thinking about marking your calendar. There's going to be a town hall presentation on the color boards for the new tavern renovations. So that's going to occur at the end of March. We anticipate that the tavern is going to shut down mid-April and reopen 1st to mid-June. So it's going to be down for maybe 45 days, and before we tear it down and start that process, we want to come and share with you the color swatches and the furniture and some first looks at what we envision the new tavern to look like. So that's coming up here at the end of March. Cocktail party is this Thursday. It's in the Grand Lobby South, and Mardi Gras is the theme. So if you want some beads, come and check it out. I'm pretty sure Ricky will have king cake for us, so that will be good. Perry asked me to mention that next week on the 18th is a Friends for Life event, and so they're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And so if you want to have a good time, the price of admission is to bring a friend. And so there's food.
From outside.
From outside, yes. Thank you, Margaret. It is a Friends for Life event, so it's a marketing event. And so if you have someone in your circle of friends that you think might benefit from hearing more about Regency Oaks and experiencing the lifestyle, this is a great opportunity to have them come and meet some of the team, have a good time, and enjoy cocktails and one of our great cocktail parties just for our Friends for Life.
RSVP.
RSVP is required. Thank you so much. All right. I think that is all I have. And